Facebook Live for the
Okay, guys, let's try this again. You don't have the title in there, but sorry, I have a little bit of a scratchy throat today. Hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend. I am struggling with tech again. Okay, what's new? And so started listening to different YouTubes. Like, it's taken me 3 whole weeks of doing these to try and install the new version of eCam, which I've done now probably 6 times. So anyway, it never took, but today it managed to take, and then suddenly the camera didn't work. So I've tried these different YouTubes on how to use this eCam, and none of them really would tell me, like, really simply, like, how to use it. So finally, I decided, okay, I'm just going to, this happens to me throughout my whole life anyway. It's like, just use intuition. I'm like, well, sometimes when I'm on Zoom calls with my clients, the camera doesn't work. And it was so frustrating in the beginning. In fact, I did an interview one time with a huge coach. I'd set it up. It'd taken me a lot of time just to get the interview with her. And I couldn't even see my face on the camera. I know I'm digressing, but that's okay. I'll give a few minutes for people to come on if they want to. So anyway, all it took was to restart my computer. Hooray! That's all it took. I tried to look at eCams. I'm just venting for a few minutes. I tried to look at eCams notes in their help section. I listened to at least 3 different YouTubes. Nothing. So anyway, you guys can fast forward past all this part, and maybe I can edit it out at some point. But what I really want to talk to you about today is I really want to talk to you about the D word. And guys, the D word is actually not death. The D word is debt. So I know a lot of you that watch me are like also female entrepreneurs, have big dreams in your heart, and I do too. We have 11.5 acres up north that I really want to build out. I want to make it a spiritual retreat center. It's just gorgeous. It's got like these redwood fairy rings, and it's across from the Pacific Ocean. And I think intuitively that it's actually going to happen. So we still have to be grounded, right? We still have to think about, okay, these are our huge dreams. And at first I thought about coming on, which I will do next week, and tell you how to get out of credit card debt, which thankfully we are. But really, to even get out of credit card debt, you have to start with today. You have to start with the present. You have to start with thinking about debt before you even take it on. Maybe you have a giant credit card limit and it's tempting. Maybe you have these big dreams and you really want to make them come true. But what you've got to think about is, I guess, the present and the future is what I want to talk to you about. The present is something that you do have control over. You really don't have control over the future, but any actions that you take right now, if you're listening to the recording at some point, then you're welcome to leave me questions and I'm happy to answer you. But for the future, hi sweetie, just doing a Facebook Live. I'll be right there. Okay. All right. So anyway, really lucky that I have my son here today. Those are the precious things in life, right? So I just want to talk to you about this concept of dreaming, and I want to talk to you about the concept of debt, because it makes a huge, huge difference later in your life. You can count on that. If you have a large amount of debt, it is going to narrow your choices. That's probably the most important message. It's going to narrow your choices and not give you as many options for your present moment at that time. So let's see, what else can I tell you about this? I'm trying to really just articulate this for you. I'm not saying that debt is even bad. I'm not putting a judgment label on it. It can be good or bad. Do you guys know that in the finance world, that debt is actually called leverage? It's called using other people's money. Do you realize that you see these great big startup firms? A lot of them have gone into debt to start their businesses, to run their businesses. It's also a fact that a lot of, even the really famous, if you start studying it, it's pretty fascinating. A lot of the really huge entrepreneurs in these startup ventures, they've gone belly up several times. So if you ever hear that word being used, leverage, then just know that that means debt. And all I'm asking you to do this week, and next week I'll come on and share with you how to get out of credit card debt. All I'm asking you to do this week is to think and feel and intuit really carefully before you take that on. Is this going to be the right thing for you? Here comes another sweetheart. Okay, perfect. All right. Hi, darling. You want to come in the Facebook Live? No. Okay. All right. Well, he wants to come in the room and do his thing anyway, so we're going to let him do that. So. That's the beauty, right, of knowing that these things are alive, that they're real family dynamics. We have lots of company this weekend, which is super duper, just, heartwarming and fun. So basically that is my message for you today and for this weekend, for this week. If you think that you want to go into debt, just remember that you have a choice before you use that credit card, or maybe if you have credit card debt, instead of stressing about for right now how you're going to pay that off, just start fresh, like I had to with rebooting my computer, right? Just start fresh and make your choices for today and say, is this really supporting my dream? Or is this something that maybe I don't choose, which is so important in my world? Maybe I don't choose for today to actually use this plastic card in this way. And I promise you guys that will get you way forward in your business and in your lives. So I think that's going to be it for today. We have people waiting to do things in my household, and I promised that I just wanted to get this done for you guys first. And I'm sending you tons of light and love. So next week I will check in. Next week we'll talk about how to eliminate that credit card debt. And know that I'm here for you. Know that you can ask any questions on these. And I will see you guys again next week. Have an absolutely beautiful weekend. Okay, bye for now.